Welcome to Trade with Meatball, and it's Saturday, and we're still doing this. We're going to talk a little bit about what my plan is for Monday and how we're going to take the lunch money on Monday. We're also going to go over a little bit about what my journey has been like and why I'm doing this. For you guys that only have a 30-second attention span, I'll give you what you came here for right up front so we don't waste your time. But you got to spend hours watching videos to get knowledge, not 30 seconds. But I respect your time. So here's what we're looking at Monday. I'm not going to trade the open. And if I do, it's going to be really light, like a $15, $20 bet. I'm going to wait. I analyze my trades, and the first trade's usually the worst. And the ones I do at 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, we hit them. I get them bad if I wait. And the longer I wait, the better I do. And so that's my plan for Monday is I'm not going to trade early, and I'm going to wait. And I've shared my secrets with you guys before, and I put it on Twitter right here. Waiting is the secret, okay? Waiting is the secret. And I talk about the scammers and the guys with the black T-shirts and the muscles asking for Bitcoin at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me be very clear about something. There's a guy with a black T-shirt and muscles that I look up to, and he's not the one I'm talking about. People copy him; they imitate him, and he has a trade analysis platform. He's a businessman now. He doesn't run a Discord. And one of my secrets is pretzels and peanut M&Ms. I wait, man, and the longer I wait, the better I do. And I watch his videos. He's a good teacher, and he will say that you should do more watching than you do trading. What a smart guy, huh? And so I just want to be clear that I respect those people who helped me on my journey as I went broke and had to start over after a divorce with nothing but the knowledge in my head and a laptop. And it's been hard, but we're crawling out of the hole. And this is the kind of thing we teach here is setups like this. We want you to be able to do this without me and without anybody in your head. And this is the riot yesterday as she was moving back up about 11, 12 o'clock, and it moved up above the high. Now, the highest was the open right here, and then it retraced and it tried again about 11. But then about 12, it started breaking out of that high. And that's when you go in, and she just went green, green, green. And it's above the 20-day moving average. It's got the green volume. And so we get in and we ride the trend for a little bit, and we get out. And you can trade your way, but we did the same thing on the same stock the previous day right here when it moved above the high from 12 o'clock. At about 1:30, it was going again, and we took it again. And so you trade your playing your way. I want you to draw lines and zones. This is the shop, and she's been running. And this is the 1 hour, but we like to plot entries on the 15-minute. Okay. And the best I can do for you is maybe about 88 and change as an entry point. We mark the entry points with green lines here, but the shop's on fire. And so that's our plan. You can join us for free in our Discord, which I started just so I could have a group of guys to wait with, because waiting is the hardest part, and waiting by yourself sucks. And I got tired of the scammers loading up on puts and then claiming they had calls, or claiming they made $1 million in the stock market in one day and then asking me for Bitcoin, $400 with the Bitcoin at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a scam. Block those people and report them, okay? But this is our Discord, and it's free. You come join us. We're stronger together. But I'm going to share with you some of my other secrets, okay? And I've got this thing I'm going to show you right here. It's taped. It's actually taped onto my computer screen, and I've had this for so long that it's falling apart. And it was a guy named Beetlejuice that was on another website, and he had posted about a stock named Any, and I have settled cash only written up there, yeah, just to remind me. And he says, this is why you close out all trades at end of day all the time. Well, the stock was named Any, and they had issued 9 million shares, and the news announcement came out after the close, right after 4 o'clock, and the stock lost half its value. And I was holding the calls, right? And so live and learn, man. I day trade. I get in, I get out. I will hold overnight, and I held the Google calls overnight this week. And of course, it ran the next day when I wasn't holding it, right? And that's okay. Why do I do that? Well, I'm an old man flipping stocks to pay my bills, and I don't have a lot of money. If I miss, I don't eat, guys. This little thing is old, obviously old. It's fallen apart, and it says 250 a day equals 63,000 a year. And so think about that. Make that your goal. If I can do $100 a day, it's 30 grand a year. If I can make 200 a day, it's 60 grand a year. Now, most of us have jobs and we think they're good jobs, and they are good jobs. Okay. I had a traditional job my whole life. I'm an older guy now, and I retired early to do this. But I had regular jobs my whole life. Nobody taught me how to do this when I was 18 or 20. I was a stockbroker, but that was 25 years ago. I was in my 30s and I got out of the Army and became a stockbroker just by answering an ad in the paper. And I went through a really bad divorce. My wife had got hooked on cocaine after I had so much money. I had 7 houses and she was doing coke. And so we got a divorce, right? And I said, I'm never going to trade again because having all that money just caused nothing but problems. And then 25 years went by and I went through another divorce. And we won't talk bad about her, but I found myself broke and without a plan, and nobody wanted me because I have a big resume and I used to work for the IRS. And, whatever reason, I'm old. Maybe they don't want me because I'm old. Nobody would hire me for a job. Hundreds of applications for months. Nobody would hire me for anything. I used to sell cars for Ford. I was number 10 out of like 4,000 guys. That's how good I was selling cars. But I'm old now. Nobody even wants me to sell cars anymore. So I do this. I started trading again. I'm sharing with you the things that have worked for me. And the thing that works the best for me is just waiting. Okay. Don't rush in. You have to master the risk management, and the mental game is the hardest, man. Right now, I've been hitting and I was green every day this week. And that's when you're going to get hurt because you think you walk on water and you can't miss. And I screwed up big time yesterday. I was trading too much and I was trading too early. And I got away with it and I was still green for the day. But I took a couple trades early in the morning, and the thing that saved me was proper size. I didn't make any big bets. I was betting small, but I bet too much. Okay. If you save some cash till 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, a lot of times they can't hide the trend anymore. And let's look at it. Let me show you, man. Look at the QQQ yesterday. Okay. This is a 5 minute chart and it's 15. Let's go to five. I like to trade the five. You trade whatever you want, right? Here's a couple dips. And then I was telling the guys in my Discord, and you can go read our Discord and scroll up there. Right about 12 o'clock, go look at what I was saying. That if it goes over the trend line, she's going to go, because that's my trend line and I drew it. And where's it come from? I don't know. Let's zoom out. Always zoom out. Always zoom out. And so you have to zoom out really far on this one, but that's our trend line and we drew it. And I said in the Discord, if it goes over that, it's going to go. And that was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was out of cash, guys, because I had already hit them early and ran. But again, I traded too much and I traded too early. If I had some cash left for later in the day, I could have got some banger plays. And I really like to have that guaranteed hit, that sure thing, and it doesn't exist. It does not exist. The best thing that you can do, in my experience, is wait for a good setup. And waiting is the hardest part. Now, she gave us a good trend in the morning, and I took it, okay? And you can see the circle where we go in, okay? And that was a good one, right? But as it approached the trend line, I didn't know if it was going to make it to the trend line, but I expected it to reject there, and it did. But I was out way before then. I get in and get out, and I'll take my 30, 40, 50%, and zero fucks were given. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's how I grow the account, right? So you trade your plan your way, but analyze your trades. Shout out to Umar. And I analyze my trades, and it looks to me like the earliest one is always the worst. So I make that my smallest. And Monday morning, I would expect a common pattern, which is to repeat the trend from Friday afternoon. Okay. Another common pattern is a 10 o'clock dump or a 10 o'clock pullback. And so I'll be sitting on my thumbs eating pretzels and peanut M&Ms and waiting for them to show us their cards and waiting for them to show us the trend. And I will spread my bets out starting about 10:30 or so, and 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, and I'll spread them out. And there's a lot of guys that tell you only trade the open or only trade the first 2 hours. Okay, well, you do what you want, guys, and you trade your plan your way. I'm just sharing with you what has worked for me. And I spent 6 months in the desert, isolated myself in a one bedroom recently after my divorce. And I had several $1,000s on more than one occasion from assets I was selling. And I lost thousands of dollars over and over and over, listening to the experts and the millionaires who said only trade the first hour and only trade the open. And I paid money to trade with them. And I took the trades with them that they called out. And guess what happened to my thousands of dollars? Right. So Umar's right. Analyze your trades. and look at the ones that work and the ones that don't and eliminate the ones that don't. And so what I have found over months and months of losing was that the earlier trades were not working for me. When they give us a trend, you take it, whether it's early or late. Be smart enough and be flexible enough to have more than one tool in your toolbox. But for me, the waiting works. And he's right, man. Watching and waiting more than you trade. What if you just did one trade a day, but you hit 25% every time? Hmm? The waiting 2 or 3 hours for that setup. Some of us can't do it because you guys have jobs and you get on your phone and you do the best you can from your cubicle. I respect that. I'm just sharing with you what works for me and what my plan is for Monday. Guys, you can do this. Don't listen to anybody that tells you that you can't, okay? God bless you and have a good weekend. And yes, we shared a whole screen. We just don't care.